Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of Casual Encounters, my World of Warcraft show. It's episode 1.4. Coming back to talk a little bit more about all the great stuff I heard on Legendary, Convert to Raid, FatBoss Weekly. A lot of stuff to cover this week, so I've got 4 shows. Maybe it'll be like that all the time. I don't know. It's my first week. What do I know? Never done this before, so let's we'll see how that goes. So today, I guess my first topic I want to talk about. Actually, I'm not even sure if they talked about that this week. It's the legendary quests, and how they've evolved throughout, the different expansions and stuff. And I gotta say, from the point of view of a casual guild, I gotta say that the mists at legendaries was the best. I really, really, really liked it. Um, and the reason is I think, and Josh Allen lore, he talked about this a lot. He hated the old version of the legendary quests because as a guild, you had to sort of decide who was going to get it. And I imagine that could cause all kinds of drama. And it's, so you pick somebody, you kind of have to pick someone, because if you don't pick someone and then things drop and then no one ever gets it because everybody's just, rolling on the pieces needed, and it's a big pain in the ass, right? So you got to choose someone, and then when you choose someone, there could be resentment or whatever. What I really, really liked about this was, especially now with LFR, you can get those pieces from the LFR. Um, and also, um, another great thing was you had this individual um, quest line that you did, and it was pretty tough. I mean, I imagine if you're doing it now, in January, um, I imagine that it wouldn't be as hard. Obviously, you're going to be a little more geared, and it's they don't scale it down like Proving Grounds, so it's obviously going to be a lot easier if you do it now. But still, if you did it at the beginning, if you did it in a timely fashion, it was pretty tough, at least for a casual player like myself. And but you did have to you do have to know how to play your tune to get it. So, I think it kind of worked a little bit in everybody's favor. I find it kind of funny that before um, before Ordos came out, before this last big patch came out, a lot of people were talking about, Ordos. Uh, you have to have the legendary K, but it wasn't going to be, you know, one of those bosses that you use to gear up or anything. At least that's what was being said before. And well, that certainly turned out to be wrong with that 559 gear in there. It's like, whoa, I'm really glad I have this legendary cloak to get over here and fight Ordos, because wow, I can gear up pretty easily now. Because Ordos, you just get on OQ or open raid or whatever it is you want, and just hop in and pretty much get them down. And if you're lucky, 559 drops for you, and I got quite a few drops off of them. So, but back to the actual quest line itself, I just really, really feel. I hope they continue something similar. I mean, it doesn't have to be obviously a cloak or whatever. I just mean, I like the way it's done. I like the way that you can get everything. You don't have to have a hardcore raiding team to actually get it. And I know probably a lot of people don't like that. Obviously, the hardcore people probably like that idea. But at the same time, I'm sure they don't like the idea of having to choose someone to do it and then having to run the raids over and over and over again, so that everybody who's available to get that can get it. It's gotta be a hassle. Um, so yeah, I mean, I just think it's great, the way that they did it. Is there anything that can change? I'm sure there's ways they can improve it, make it better. I don't know, but I don't know. It was a grind, to get all the secrets and Titan runestones and sigils and all that stuff beforehand. But I think the quests in between were really really cool. I mean, it was especially specialized if you're a healer, tank, or DPS. Made you really really use your role to get that legendary cloak. Um, it was great. I just really enjoyed it, and I hope they continue doing stuff like that. That way, you don't have to be a hardcore raider in order to get a legendary. Again, might not a lot, not maybe not everybody agrees with that, but um, that's what I like as an active casual player. I'm active, I'm casual, but I'm active at the same time. Not hardcore raiding, like I've explained in other videos. We're a normal raiding guild, um, but very, very casual and lighthearted. So we don't, we usually take pretty much the entire expansion to kill the last boss. Um, so that's my take on that. Um, what else can we talk about today? Let's see. Oh, right. They were talking a little bit about taking away smart heals. Um, well, I don't. I like smart heals because that way I don't have to be that smart. So let my heals be smart for me. I mean, I'm a druid. I'm a resto druid, man. I mean, I just throw out that perma ring of green thing, and anybody's hurt and just gets in there and gets healed. It's awesome. And I just, hit the wild growth, and everybody gets healed in a smart way. And yeah, I love it. I love smart heals. I think it's really good. I think it's a way to, um, uh, I think it's a way to have people who are maybe don't have the quickest reflexes, not the most talented players like myself, um, to give them, to let them, you know, get gear, improve their gear, and be better, by getting gear and learning the fights, but not have to depend on quick reflexes or anything like that um, to to do well as in healing. Um, so, and as I always say, it's coming from a casual person, right? Coming from laid back people. We like this. We like anything that helps us get through. It's good for me. A lot of people say dumbing down the game and all that stuff, but you know what? It's such a large population of the people that are, I think, in my situation. So, um, and I can say this about a lot of things, right? Like, I kind of miss, like, on my mage, um, mists is kind of rough. They change everything around, and a lot of people talk about the old, face roll, um, mage, arcane mage back before mists, and I kind of liked it. It was easy. You just press a couple of buttons, and you know I can do big DPS. It was great. I loved it. I loved it. It was cool. Again, you can gear if you work to gear up. You do your dungeons. You run your LFRs and you do all that stuff, and if you can still enjoy the game if your reflexes aren't that quick, or if you're not, where's that button? Where's that button? Oh, gee whiz, you can still kind of do the same thing with macros and stuff, but that's a lot of work. I mean, that's what I kind of have to do now on my Frost Mage, get all kinds of macros and stuff, and I'm still not doing that great. I have people, I go into flexes or whatever, and I'm doing about 150, 160k, and other mages with the exact same gear level as me doing like 200, and I'm like, man, what's going on? I'm reading the icy veins, I'm doing all this stuff, I'm doing exactly what it says, and I don't know, is it my reflexes? Am I doing something? I don't know. I really don't. I really, really don't. Sometimes I think that like, I don't have the best computer in the world, Um, and I have seen talk to a couple of people, and the couple of people that I know who do really good DPS. Again, I don't have a large sample of this, so it's I can't say this is true or not, and I'm just making excuses anyway because my DPS ain't that great. So, but seriously, um, people who I've talked to who have good, fast computers tend to have pretty good DPS, and then the other people who don't have the best computers tend not to have the best DPS. So, is that a coincidence? Is it like, okay, well, the person doesn't care enough to get a great computer, and therefore they probably don't care enough to learn their class well? Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a large sample of this, so it's kind of hard to say. Uh, but really, like sometimes I just like for example, look, I started off when Mist started on my mage. I started as fire, and so I got all kinds of things. I looked up the icy veins. How do you do it? Da 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 da. Got some nice add-ons. Tell me when and stuff like that. And it says when this happens, do this. When this happens, do this. So I would wait for that thing to proc. I'd hit a button and something's supposed to happen, and it didn't. It just didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen, the way they said it was going to happen. So I'm thinking about, is this lag? What is this? What is this? I don't know. I don't get it. I'm doing exactly what it says, and what is supposed to happen isn't happening. Is it my compute? Is it just because my computer's too slow, and there's lag, and the add-ons aren't telling me things that are happening at the right time? I just don't know. So that's one of the things that that I really would like to see a little bit more, maybe, is to have, maybe just bring that gap down between talent and gear, so that maybe you have to, of course, in order to have world first races and stuff like that, of course you have to have a talent, factor, when you're raiding, when you're PvPing, whatever. You can't just be solely on gear. That's totally understandable. But I really think there's like a really, really big difference, like between, what's a really talented person is capable of with the same gear as maybe, well, and a good talent, lots of talent, and a good computer, and someone who doesn't have the best computer and isn't, the most talented player in the world, and maybe is a little slow on the reflexes and stuff. I like to see that gap just come down a little bit, So again, this is coming from a casual person, right? So that's my side. That's my side. So that's kind of what I think about that kind of stuff. Do I have anything else to talk about today? Oh yeah, they're talking about nerfing LFR, I guess, in Warlords of Draenor, right? Making it the whole tourist thing. I don't have a problem with that. And this actually doesn't really have anything to do with me being a casual player or anything. This is just, man, the first couple of weeks of LFR are awful. I mean, you go in there, I heard the horror stories of like 6-hour frickin', raids in LFR. I mean, obviously they're not that bad anymore. People are geared up, more people know the fights, so it's a lot better. And I guess it's expected to do a lot of wiping on the first couple of weeks, but it's LFR. So I think the whole tourism thing is a pretty decent idea. Especially with the flex not being so hard. Well, and obviously, normals are going to be like flex are now, right? They're not too hard. So if you can go through LFR to get your to just to at least see what it looks like, have some idea of what's going on in the fights. Not much, obviously, because there's no mechanics in LFR really. Even though people are still wiping, I'm not quite sure what's going on. But people who don't really know what they're doing, you know, and they just want to go see the content, that's cool. That's cool. You know, Blizzard spends tons of money on development and making all these beautiful places for everybody to see, and you know, you don't want to go back to vanilla Burning Crusade when you had like 2 to 5% of all players seeing that end game content, right? You want your people to see it. You know, it's beautiful. You know, you want people to experience it. So, you know, I don't really have too much trouble with the whole tourism LFR thing. And it'll help making those first couple of weeks a little more bearable. I mean, I pretty much, anyway, I started, I did a couple at the beginning, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. And then I just stopped for a while, and pretty much the only reason I went back on my mage, because he doesn't have his legendary yet, and I needed to get, where was I at? I think I was at secrets or something. So I had to get all kinds of secrets, and I'm getting the Titan runestones now. That's pretty much the only reason I go back to LFR, because there's a lot of bad players, and it's okay. It's LFR. I expect it. I totally expect it. That's what it is, and you can get good groups, bad groups. You know, it really only takes a good. You know, if you have like half your group that's like really good and they know what you're doing, you're good. You're fine. I think it's just important to make sure. The most important thing with LFR that Blizzard has to make sure of is that a couple of people can't blow it for you. So if they make a mistake, they die, and that's it. You know, you don't want to have a situation like in SOO, the last boss of the second wing. You know, the guy goes in defensive stance, and then, so I think at the beginning what was happening, no one knew what the heck that was, and everyone's just hitting them, and it only takes a few people. It doesn't even take a lot of people to do it. Just a couple of people to hit him while he's in defensive stance, and it just, you know, wipes everybody. So I think they fixed it though. I think I remember hearing about them really nerfing that out, and that was really a good idea. Because in LFR, a bunch of random people like that, 25 random people, you cannot have it so that a couple of people can wipe the raid. I think that's, if they can do that, they got it. It's good. It's all good. So that's my take on LFRs and nerfing them. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. Probably be it for me for the week. And then I guess over the weekend I'll be watching some more Legendary and convert to raid and stuff, and then I'll come back and I'll start again next week and make some more. Hopefully this my channel a couple of people will see it, start getting around, and maybe I'll get a few views, and you know, people will get to hear my opinions and hopefully like them, and just generally interested in what I have to say. If not, well, I'll just keep doing them for a little while, and I'm enjoying it. It's fun. Like I said, it's not hard. It's you know, just saying what I think. So I really love the game. I love Legendary. I love Convert to Raid, and you know, I just love being part of that conversation. I would love to be part of that conversation sometimes, you know. So this is my way of being part of that conversation, and to let everybody know my opinions on those things. So as usual, I just would like to thank the people from Legendary and Convert to Raid and FatBoss, everybody else out there putting out a lot of great World of Warcraft content, for doing such a great job, and um, giving me something to work off of. You know, it's really fun. It's really fun and interesting to start this process, this whole YouTube process up. So, um, so if you would like to give me, if for some reason you want to send me an email, um, wow on my mind at gmail.com, no capitals. I don't know if it matters or not, but don't put them. They're not in my email. So, if you would like, if you're just curious, I'm on the server Nazgrel, which just recently connected with Nessingwary and Vecnalash. Super. I'm so happy we finally got connected, because Nazgrel was just dying, and you just couldn't find anybody to do anything anymore. I think it just came at a really, really good time, to get that connected realms. I'm so happy about them, because it was, hopefully maybe now I can get a few more guild people. I can maybe recruit some people, and maybe get a little bit more steady rating going. My characters are Power Shift, who's a druid, and Idamit, which is Timothy spelled backwards. That's my mage. And my battle tag is Power Boss Tim, number 1518. So if you're interested, want to get in touch with me, say hi, whatever, go ahead. So until next time, until next week, when I do episode 2.1, I bid you adieu. Have a good one.